The Emu and the Kangaroo. I am Ariel Goodbody, your host for this show. Today's story is for beginners. The name of the story is The Emu and the Kangaroo. Emus are a kind of bird that does not fly. Emus live in Australia. Emus can run very fast, about 50 kilometers or 30 miles per hour. Kangaroos are a kind of marsupial from Australia. Kangaroos can jump very far, and they have a bag or pouch on their stomach. When kangaroos have babies, the babies live in the pouch, and it's very cute. After about 235 days, the baby kangaroo leaves its mother's pouch. A feather is a part of a bird. Birds have hundreds of feathers on their body, which keep them warm. When we want to eat a bird, we have to take all the feathers out first. Otherwise, it wouldn't taste very nice. We can use feathers to write. This is what people did before we had pens. You can also put feathers inside pillows or coats to make them warmer. A spirit is like a ghost. In some cultures, they believe that spirits live inside us. With magic, our spirits can leave our bodies and fly around. In some cultures, people believe that when you die, your spirit leaves your body. A desert is a place where it is very dry and there is only sand. Some examples of deserts are the Sahara Desert and the Gobi Desert. Deserts usually have very few plants in them, but they do have small bushes and cacti. Shelter is a building that keeps you safe and warm. If you have a house, then you have shelter. Shelter means you can be dry when it rains and warm when it is cold, outside. If you go camping, then you use a tent for shelter. If you're outside and it starts raining, you could find shelter under a tree or a bus stop. Scratches when you do this make scratching sound. Basically, you move your nails against something. You might scratch yourself because you are itchy. If a mosquito bites you, then you will probably scratch the place where it bit you. Or maybe you don't like someone and so you scratch them. Cats like to scratch things a lot. A hole is an empty space in something. If you have some very old clothes, they will probably have holes in them. Although most of my clothes have holes in them because I am cheap. You can put your finger in the hole. Some people get very angry and hit their wall, and then they have a hole in their wall. Not a good idea. A thorn is a sharp bit of wood that grows on some plants, for example, roses. If a thorn goes into your hand, it can hurt a lot. People usually take thorns out of roses before selling them. When you move your hand backwards and forwards on something, you rub it. For example, when you make a mistake when writing, you use a rubber or an eraser to rub out the mistake. When you shower, you rub soap on your body. Dogs love to have their stomachs rubbed. And so do I. A twig is a small piece of wood. Trees have long branches, and when the end of a branch breaks, it becomes a twig. You can find twigs on the ground in the forest. Okay, so listen and enjoy. Once there was an emu called Dinawan. Dinawan had very beautiful feathers on her legs, and her feet were beautiful too. One day, Bora the kangaroo asked Dinawan the emu to marry him. Dinawan was very happy and said yes. Bora was a clever and strong kangaroo. People said that Bora had magic. His spirit could leave his body and walk around. Who wouldn't want a husband like that? The day after Bora and Dinawan got married, they went for a walk in the desert. Dinawan walked and Bora jumped, because kangaroos jump. Emus don't jump, but they can run very fast, so Dinawan thought they were going very slowly. They had to walk slowly all day, and at the end of the day, Dinawan was bored. "We should make a shelter for the night," said Bora. "It will be cold." "All right," said Dinawan. But Dinawan did not help Bora make the shelter. The emu ran and played while the kangaroo worked. When the shelter was ready, they lay down to go to sleep. Bora quickly slept, but Dinawan was bored and couldn't sleep. The shelter was small, and she could put her feet on the ceiling. She put her feet up on the ceiling and started scratching. Scratch, scratch. Dinawan scratched a hole in the ceiling. This was fun. Scratch, scratch. She scratched another hole. Now she could see the moon. Scratch, scratch. She scratched more holes. Now she could see all the stars. "Dinawan," said Bora. "Oh," said Dinawan. "You woke up." "I woke up because you scratched so many holes in the ceiling," said Bora. "Go and fill the holes with grass. I can't sleep with all this light." "But we're in the desert," said Dinawan. "There's so little grass here." "Fine, I'll go with you," said Bora. They walked through the desert and looked for grass. Bora hoped that Dinawan would get tired and go to sleep, but it was dark, and Dinawan walked through many plants that had thorns in them. The thorns went into Dinawan's legs, and they hurt a lot. So Dinawan rubbed her legs together. She rubbed her legs to get the thorns out. But she couldn't see in the dark, and she rubbed very hard. "Dinawan," said Bora, "you rubbed too hard, and now your feathers are gone." And it was true. All of the beautiful feathers on Dinawan's legs had fallen off. "Oh no," said Dinawan. "Those thorns took my feathers." Dinawan was sad, so she walked faster, but it was dark, and she walked on lots of twigs. "Ow," said Dinawan. The twigs hurt a lot. The twigs stayed in Dinawan's feet. So Dinawan rubbed her feet together, but she couldn't see in the dark, and she rubbed very hard. "Dinawan," said Bora, "you rubbed too hard, and now your feet have grown bigger." And it was true. Dinawan had rubbed too hard, and now her feet were very big. "Oh no," said Dinawan. "My beautiful feet." Now Dinawan was angry, so she said, "Bora, if you are so clever and strong, why don't you use your magic? Your spirit could walk through the stars and see where the grass is." "That is true," said Bora. "Let us sleep here, and my spirit will come out and walk through the stars. But you must not look. If you see my spirit, it could be dangerous." But of course Dinawan wanted to see her husband's spirit. Bora slept, and his spirit came out, but Dinawan didn't sleep. She had one eye open and the other eye closed, and she watched Bora's spirit. The spirit walked through the stars and then came back to Bora's body. Dinawan closed her eyes, but Bora said, "Dinawan, I saw you. You watched my spirit. You had one eye open and the other eye closed." "Oh, I'm sorry," said Dinawan. She was very afraid. "You must learn your lesson. So this will happen. Now at night, you will always have one eye open and one eye closed." And it was true. From that day, emus could only open one eye in the dark. That is why emus cannot see well in the dark. And from that day, emus did not have beautiful feathers on their legs, and their feet were too big. Still, Dinawan and Bora had a long, happy life together, and Dinawan never watched Bora's spirit again. The Cat and the Mouse. Today's story is a Palestinian folktale, a folktale from Palestine. There are some references to Islam in the story. I learned some things about Islam while writing this story. Hopefully, you'll learn something too. Okay, I'll just explain some words that are in today's story. Something that is religious, related to religion, is holy. Basically, holy means good in relation to God and church. When God thinks something is good, that thing is holy. So for example, we can say that John the Baptist was a holy person. Of course, in Christianity, Jesus was a very holy person, and in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad was a very holy person. Hunt means to run after and kill animals. In the past, people hunted on horses and used bows and arrows to kill animals. Now, when people hunt, they usually walk and use guns to kill animals. In the past, people hunted for food, but these days, people usually hunt for fun, although it's not very fun for the animals. A hole is an empty space in something. If you have some very old clothes, they will probably have holes in them. You can put your finger in the hole. Some people get very angry and hit their wall, and then they have a hole in their wall. Not a good idea. Beads are small round things. Beads are made of plastic, wood, or glass. Beads are often put on clothes to make them beautiful. Prayer beads are special beads that are used for praying. Prayer beads are usually on a string, and you wear prayer beads around your neck. For example, the rosary is a Christian type of prayer beads. Islamic prayer beads are misbah and tasbih. You hold the prayer beads and you pray. For example, if there are 30 beads, then you say 30 prayers. Cats make a sound calling purring. Purrs sounds like sound of purring. Cats purr when they are happy. When you are in a place that you don't want to be, you might run away, run to another place. For example, if your mother is very angry at you, you could run away, but she might run after you. If you see a wolf or a bear, you should probably run away. In religion, a sin is when you do something wrong. For example, in Christianity, killing people, stealing, and lying are all serious sins. Most people think that these things are bad, but a sin is something more serious. The idea is that God judges you for your sins. People pray to say sorry for their sins. A person who sins a lot is a sinner. When you learn something by heart, you learn it so well that you remember it completely. Example, if you like a song a lot, you might learn it by heart. Then you will remember all the words, and you will be able to sing it perfectly. In the past, people often learned poems by heart, but these days, few people learn things by heart because it's very easy to look things up on your phone. When you test someone, you see if they can do something. For example, if your friend says they have learned a poem by heart, you might test them and ask them to say the poem. Or you might test yourself. Maybe you think you're really good at playing guitar, so to test yourself, you record a video and then watch it to see if you're good at playing. Damn is a rude word, a bad word, that you use when you are angry. You can just say, damn, or you can damn a thing or a person. For example, if your phone is always breaking, you can say, damn this phone. Or if you really don't like someone because they play the saxophone very loudly outside your house, you can say, damn you and your saxophone. So listen and enjoy. Once there was a cat who lived in a town. The cat was very good at hunting mice. The mice in the town were slow, so the cat caught lots of them. The cat knew where all the mouse holes were, so he could sit outside the mouse holes and wait for the mice to come out. Soon the cat had hunted all the mice in the town, so the cat went into the fields to hunt mice. But the mice who lived in the fields were much quicker than the town mice. The cat tried to hunt them, but he didn't catch many mice. The cat had an idea. He left the fields for a few weeks and waited. Then he put some prayer beads around his neck and sat outside a mouse hole. He closed his eyes and started purring. He purred so that it sounded like a prayer. Soon a mouse came out of the hole and saw the cat with his prayer beads. "Oh no, a cat," he said, and quickly went back into the hole. "Why do you run away?" said the cat softly. "I am an old neighbor who has come back from holy travels, but you do not say hello. You run away when you see me. Do not be afraid. Come and talk and pray with me." The mouse was very surprised. It stayed in the hole, but it spoke to the cat. "Why should I come and talk with you? Do cats not hunt mice? If I come and pray with you, you will eat me just like you ate my brothers and sisters." "Ah," said the cat sadly, "what you say is true. I have sinned many times. I sinned every time I hunted a mouse, but I am truly sorry. Look at these prayer beads. I do not hunt now, but I spend my time praying and reading holy books. I have studied the Quran and learned the Quran by heart, and I have visited the Hajj in Mecca." The mouse was very surprised by this. It was a very holy thing to do to learn the Quran by heart. Those who learned the Quran by heart were called Hafiz, and it was also very holy to visit Hajj. Those who visited Hajj were called Haji. So this cat was both a Hafiz and a Haji, which made him very holy. "Go and tell your people about this," said the cat. "Tell them that I am sorry for my sins and that I am working to be a better cat. Tell them that I want to speak and pray with them." And the cat started purring again, like he was praying. The mouse went and told his family, who were also very surprised. Each of them went and looked out of the hole and saw the cat with his prayer beads, purring in a holy way. The mice all talked and decided to test the cat's holiness. They sent one mouse out to test the cat. The mouse came out of the hole but stayed far away from the cat. "Hello, friend," said the cat, and went back to his praying. The mouse stayed outside a long time to test the cat. The cat prayed for a long time, but really the cat was waiting for other mice to come out. He wanted to eat lots of them. But he sat there purring all day, and still there was only one mouse there to test him. He got hungrier and hungrier. Finally, he could not wait. The cat moved to eat the mouse, but the mouse was ready. When the cat moved, the mouse quickly ran into the hole. "Why are you running away?" said the cat. "I wanted to give you a friendly hug. You have tested my holiness. Did I not pray all day? Have I not learned the Quran by heart? A sinner can pray all day, but if he sins afterwards it does not matter," said the mouse. "And you may have learned the Quran by heart, but you have not unlearned hunting mice." The cat moved so quickly that his prayer beads fell off, but he didn't catch the mouse. "Damn you," said the cat. The cat returned to the town, but there were no more mice there, so every day the cat had to purr nicely and ask for food from people. Sometimes he tried hunting in the fields, but he never caught another mouse.